we have the men FaZe with the controversial video that yours truly can chime in on because we have done both and are currently doing both. They are debating what is harder, 9 to 5 job or being a content creator slash streamer. Like I said, I do both currently and have done both. Let's see what they got to say.
Mom like that, dude.
Right now.
And I'll pitch in my 2 cents.
You're gonna disrespect your mom and say that your work is harder? That is so rude.
All right, can I talk?
Hairspray.
Listen, so your whole
So
thing.
it's dangerous.
Listen, bet.
Your
Just
job
chill,
isn't
chill.
dangerous.
You would have to actually go to work.
Went
to school, and still.
And paid rent?
Yes, I still worked.
That's your choice.
You're high. You're hungover.
Credentials are playing video games. I play video games on my spare time. I don't even enjoy streaming.
He said all you do is play video games and I play video games on my spare time. Oh, they arguing with adults too, chat. Not just kids. These are adults.
What's up? How's it going?
Same old different day.
All right, so we have FaZe Lacy versus James, who's a mail carrier.
Okay. All right. So my argument here is that streaming and social media creation.
Round 1, Lacy. Lacy has cultivated a substantial multi-platform audience with nearly 1.5 million Twitch followers, over 1 million Instagram, and around 2.3 million TikTok followers, and approximately 217 on X. He joined FaZe Clan in May of 2024, quickly gaining notoriety through Fortnite and IRL streams.
Is harder than a 9 to 5.
Nah, it's not facts, bro. 9 to 5 is way harder, homie.
Why do you say that?
Because you gotta get up every motherfucking day, go to the motherfucking bullshit job, and slave for fucking pennies.
See, that's the thing is you're right. You get up every day, you go through the motions. You don't have to get a good night's sleep. You don't have to be focused. You don't have to be locked in. You wake up. You go, you flip some patties,
Nah.
maybe you sign a few envelopes, answer a few phone calls. With streaming and social media creation, you have to be on your game 24/7. It's like a switch that never
when you're a
turns
mail
off.
carrier, I'm a mail carrier, and I'm gonna tell you something, man. I get treated like shit every motherfucking day.
We
I'm
have to
still
deal with
slaving
thousands,
every day.
tens of thousands of people
Bullshit.
critiquing every little thing we do, every
Man.
decision we make, every thought
You
we
guys
have.
got it made, man. I wish I had
We
it
don't-
made like y'all.
We don't have
I
to go
wish.
sign a few envelopes and put them in a mailbox.
Man,
We
you
have
got
to
it
be,
gravy, bro.
What's the next trend?
Because
What's the
the
next
shit I
idea?
So, with this specific thing that they're talking about, I see what my man James is talking about. So, what James' point is saying is, hey, bro, I have to deal with bullshit with regular life people in the real world. Lacy has to deal with bullshit in the real world, but it's on social media. You feel me? There's a difference between being fucking dealing with fucking people, millions of people on social media talking about you and spreading things, and dealing with 1 or 3 people or 5 people or 10 people throughout a work day and bullshit. You feel me? So personally, I think the social media thing is way bigger than dealing with an individual person. Yeah, you can have a fucked up day because you have to get into an argument while you fucking trying to mail something, or you feel me, get into an altercation with somebody. You feel me? Yeah, that's probably bad, but trust me, it's nowhere near bad. It's probably James got Facebook, nigga. James got Facebook. It's nowhere near bad if somebody fucking exposes or fucking anything. Anything can happen on social media in a quick of a second, especially with somebody that has a platform like Lacy. Y'all just saw the millions of followers he has. Anything that, you feel me, negative goes wrong with Lacy, it fucking destroys your name in a second. You feel me? Yeah, you fucking, now the job Jeopardy thing is, I feel like it's just as hard to get back as a name recognition thing. Like my boy, now DDG is a different situation, because with DDG being a streamer, being a content creator, he can control his own narrative, and that's one thing that is a beautiful thing about being a content creator and always being in front of a camera, always being in front of the crowd. You feel me? We don't know James. we just met James right now. You feel me? So there's a difference. You feel me, between being in front and people seeing you all the time versus the people that you see on your daily route. But I can see both point of views, bro. They both deal with bullshit. It's just different types of bullshit that you deal with. Internet bullshit versus real life bullshit.
Yeah. Oh my God.
But Lacey's not respecting the fact that the job that he does do is hard. It's a hard working job, and you feel me? It also takes time management, especially with delivery servicing. You feel me? You have to hit a certain amount of deliveries during a certain amount of time. You feel me? So it's just as hard. But in Lacey's point of view, I feel like content creation is just harder as far as just the job creation itself. Like, for example, with James's job being a mail carrier, he knows what he's supposed to do and what his job is titled to do and what is listed out. As a content creator, there's no specific thing that you have to follow. There's nothing that you have to like, oh, content, you want to do YouTube, this is what you have to do, this is the way you do it. You feel me? Like, there's no layout and how to do it. It's all about you, the way that you want to bring out, you know, your content, your creation of influencing. So like for me, y'all know I do reactions, we play video games, we do stuff like that. Somebody may do cooking content, may do may do wildlife content or something like that. You feel me? So it's all different, and it's all up to you and how you choose to spin it, and as well as the audience. It's not always what you choose, because my audience may like a specific amount of content I'm producing versus a different type of content. I might use that content because that's the one that they like more. Versus James' job title, you know your job is to deliver mail from this time to this time, and this is what your specific thing is to do from this time, from Monday through Friday at this time during this week. This is what your job is. You feel me? So that's where Lacey's point he's talking about when he's talking about finding the trends, finding the things that's popping and what's new. You feel me? That's a lot harder than versus having a defined role in what you're supposed to do, because there's no defined role in content creation. It's always changing. Everything changes 24/7.
Stream today.
And I got dogs that want to bite my ass
And
every
you have
day.
lunch breaks. You have lunch breaks. We don't have breaks. We're on 24/7. You got high energy 24/7.
I wish I could be at home like you and get back and get paid big money.
We're not even at home. We're walking around. We're
Man,
walking
I
around
wanna
doing
do
things,
all of
going
that
to
because
parties, doing
the
all this
shit,
stuff.
I gotta slave just for not even $100,000 a year. I gotta work double overtime. Bullshit.
Okay, what about this? You're guaranteed to get paid. You have a
No, I'm not.
steady rate.
If I don't work, I don't get paid. It's
Same
simple
with same with content creation though, James. If he doesn't make subs, because subs, chat, people don't realize. You see people that's checked into paradise. Shout out to the 2 people that are checked into paradise. I appreciate y'all and I love y'all, man. We got to get more people strolling in and checked into paradise, because it's a good time out here. You got the ocean going on. You got the chill vibes. You got the palm trees. When you get checked into paradise, you got a beautiful sub badge. You get brand new emotes. I got to add to the emotes. Trust me, it's going to come around soon. I promise. But you feel me? Subscribers ain't easy to come by. Especially when people are willingly giving you subs. That's them people being nice and being kind. You feel me? People, not everybody is like these top dog people. You feel me? We got people out here like the young content creators and people that are still striving to get up there like ourselves. You feel me, chat? Not everybody's like these top dogs. Just like how he's talking about slaving and working and having to do things, we got to do the same thing over here. You feel me, chat? We do everything ourselves. Everything.
Yeah, but you have a guaranteed pay.
Guaranteed pay if you work.
No, I
That's
don't.
your decision if you don't want to
I
work.
gotta work at the job for
If
years.
I don't go live, I don't
just
get paid
to
either.
collect.
You don't got to deal with people spamming L's.
Yes, we have people in the chat spamming L's.
Spamming L's.
Oh, this is frustrating. We don't like this video. We have to create content. Imagine you have to be high energy. Oh, hey guys, how's it going? You guys like this stream?
That's me 24/7. I'd rather do that.
So why don't you become a streamer?
Man, that's what I want to do. F that. F this 9-to-5 shit.
Nobody's walking to watch you, gang.
If streaming is so easy, how come every single person in this seat is not a streamer?
People are lazy. They want to put in the work.
That's their fault.
I get called fat all the time.
Oh, so what? I get called fat and chubby. All my homeboys call me chubby, fat,
Well,
whatever.
That's your homeboys, though. I'm gonna keep it a buck. That's a
Yeah.
homeboy.
Yeah, and you right, homeboy, you right. But check this out. My nigga, I don't give a fuck. I'm gonna go out there and get that bag.
I think she's got something she wants to say.
Oh my gosh, wait, we're seeing a flag.
Unfortunately, these flags are actually useless. We decided to use a timer instead because we suck at explaining things.
So you raised your flag. Is there a reason you did
Yeah,
that?
because I was
An
actually a cook
ex-chief.
for 15 years. So that
No,
means for
ex-chef.
15 years, I had to get up practically every day, get dressed, go to work, and I had to deal with not only adults, but I also had to deal with children.
We deal with children every day, too.
We deal with tens of thousands of children and adults.
The Lacey Thugs are. Do you not know who the Lacey Thugs are?
Do you not know who the Lazy Thugs are? Facts. I guarantee you, probably 80% of his crowd is kids.
Can't go out in public without 10 kids coming up asking for a picture. Do you know how hard that is in a life?
Isn't that
That is
special?
difficult.
How long do you think this is going to last?
Forever.
Forever.
You think this
hopefully.
is going to last forever?
I hope so. You just proved my point for me. I don't have that security that's gonna last forever. Having a job, being
That's
a
why he
cook,
gotta
you
grind.
have that security of, oh, I have a job, I have a degree.
A 9-to-5 job is generally more secure than streaming because it offers a steady income, benefits, and legal protections, while streaming is unpredictable, highly competitive, and income depends on viewer support and algorithms. And that is 100% facts. That's some things that people don't take into account. That's what I'm saying. When you have a 9-to-5 job, you have a defined role in what you're gonna do. Like I said, I'm about to go to work for a week. We know what we are building, what we are supposed to do. We have a certain amount of hours that we are designated to work throughout the week. We know what we're supposed to do. Now, yeah, it may change based off of the work conditions. If the weather changes or a holiday happens or somebody does that or da-da-da-da, you feel me? Things change, so yeah, that may shorten up the week or you may get off early or something like that. But to this point right here, you never know. But yeah, and on top of that is the benefits. I have medical benefits through the union I work for. I have the dental benefits and all of these all these things that, you feel me, that is provided for me through that. Retirement, you feel me? Content creation don't have that stuff, you feel me? There ain't no union for content creation. I guarantee you all these dudes have paying out of pocket and they have enough money. Thankfully they probably have enough money, and you feel me, probably have some people that have accountants so they can make sure to make sure where stuff is going for, but they're probably paying for all their insurance out of pocket, all that stuff out of pocket with their money. You know what I mean?
I have this. This could end
With everybody else, we have a company that does that work for you.
for me tomorrow.
Hypothetically, if you all of a sudden you lost all your followers, what would you do?
I know what he'll do. Get up.
No, I'm asking
Trigger
him.
warning.
I'm asking him. What would you
Job.
do if you lost completely all your YouTubers? You had nothing. No one watched you anymore. I didn't even watch you anymore. What would you have to do? You would have to go to work.
Sounds disgusting to Lacey. Sounds disgusting.
Did I just cuss at you?
That's a slur. If I did lose all my followers, I would probably buy a couple houses and start my real estate empire.
Okay, so then you would have to actually go to work. You would actually have to go to the office.
And I would think that would be a much easier job than streaming.
You gotta go into your setup though and sit in front of studio lights and read the chat and be interactive.
But no, he lost everybody. He lost everybody. He has no followers whatsoever. He would have to.
And what happened if you got fired from your job and wasn't able to find a job for 1 or 2 months? Then what? How would you repay your bills? Then you would start becoming an OnlyFans bitch at the age of 60. She gonna start popping it.
Turn
Yeah, but you're
around.
proving my point.
You would have
You're
to
proving
turn
my
around.
point. You're proving my point on why this is harder, because I could lose it all
Yeah,
tomorrow.
but you could lose it tomorrow.
If let's say you're a cook, right? Let's say you got fired. You have hundreds of people lined up. You can go cook over here, cook over there. You
could be a private chef.
You could be a private chef. Exactly. I don't have that security.
I was a cook in the school system. I cooked all frozen food.
But you still cook.
You still cook. You go cook for another school.
I think I saw a flag right here.
Flags. I see red flags.
I'm gonna have to backlight. Yo, Lacey, this is the truth.
She said I cook for the school system. Bitch, you could go to
I think some of you
middle
guys
school,
aren't
high
taking into
school,
account.
elementary
Say we get a
school.
brand deal. I gotta post on an Instagram story. I gotta go find the 4 local cans. I gotta make sure.
But
like,
they see the old heads find social media so funny and so they take it as a joke to begin with. So it's already gonna be hard to win an argument over them because they don't think the social media shit's even real. They think it's all fake. They still use it and still know what it is, but they think it's all real and think it's not fake. They think that, you feel me, what they do is the real life, which what we both do is real life because it takes hard work to entertain 10,000 people, and it also takes hard work to interact with 10,000 people every single day doing a job. So it's just as hard to interact with 10,000 people in real life, and just as hard to entertain 10,000 people that are watching you on anything, a TV, a phone, any type of device.
I gotta make sure I get the 4 local can. And
Not to mention,
You have to do work.
it ruins our Twitter impressions too.
I gotta tag them.
And then that goes into falling off.
My name is Rhonda. I'm a registered nurse from the South.
Nice to meet you,
From
Rhonda.
Pineville, 35 years ago, I decided to go to nursing school because I wanted to be a creative, I thought. I loved fashion, I loved acting, I loved singing. But in the South, whole lot of racism back in the 60s and the 50s.
Yeah.
People didn't give a rat's ass if you created something, and they wouldn't support your business. So yes, a 9 to 5 is much harder. I had to work 7 to 3, 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. I had to support my daughter.
Rhonda,
You get spoiled.
Rhonda, can I ask you a question?
Nope.
Have you ever done
You
it?
get spoiled.
Said no. See, you gotta get Suki up here. Suki's is a brother, so he can talk to her. You feel me, Lacey? You don't have no authority right now. You don't. This is an OG lady from the South. She been through it. You have no authority to talk right now, brother.
You get spoiled, and your mama and
Rhonda,
daddy keep
Rhonda,
giving it to you.
Rhonda,
Because
guys, I got a
did
question
it.
for Rhonda. I got a
did
question
it.
for Rhonda. Rhonda,
Yes.
have you ever done a subathon?
What's a subathon?
30
Deadass.
days straight.
20.
A Twitch subathon is a live streaming event on Twitch where streamers broadcast time extended based on the number of subscriptions they receive. Essentially, every time a viewer subscribes, the streamer's time increase, creating a marathon that can last for hours, even days.
A day.
Day and night. No break.
We all streamed.
That
for-
ain't even healthy.
You're talking about working 7 to 3. You have 2 30-minute breaks throughout that. You get to go home afterwards, see your family, relax. We were on camera 30 days straight, no personal.
What
You know how
day
hard
were
it is
you a registered
to
nurse?
have.
When did you get a break? You clean boo-boo?
When have you ran a
You-
3-minute ad?
You
When have you
clean
ever
up
ran? You
vomit,
never ran a 3-minute
You
ad.
pass trays. You short-handed. You
Talk
don't-
about the
I would
fake
love-
relationships that you have.
Oh my God.
Now keep.
It's fake
Think
on
about
social
this.
media.
Think about this. Imagine
Sure.
every little person. We call them parasocials. They judge your
Parasocials.
relationships. You can't go out to dinner or have a girl take a picture in your car without them finding out and judging you.
got caught with
based
my
on it.
ex
I
in
got caught with
public.
my ex, and I got treated like I was a pedophile for it.
But mental health. When you stop caring about what people think and what they say about you, do you. And that's a big problem with younger people. You care about what people think, social media, what they say about
Because
you.
that's our
That's
job.
our job.
You said you're a nurse, right?
35 years.
What do you think's harder? 24-hour open surgery, like when you're helping with, the doctor, et cetera, or a 24-hour stream?
24-hour open surgery.
Oh,
You're
brother.
short-handed. The
We're saving thousands, you're saving one.
We're saving thousands. You're saving one. It's crazy.
All right, so you said 30-day subathon, right?
Yep.
My argument is that none of you guys actually did any of the work during that, and it was all your filmers, your
part of the
editors,
face team?
your producers. All these people back here are the ones doing the work. You guys just show up and have fun.
They didn't do anything.
It's a group project.
No, because here's the thing.
Well, that's bad takes.
That's bad takes. That's bad takes.
They wouldn't have any work if it
wasn't for these niggas. Thank you, Ron. Thank you, Ron. Keep it real. We gonna keep it a buck. Him saying that everybody else does the real work, and they do work. Shout out to the editors. Every editor matter. Every single producer that helps them with it. Every single manager that gets all of these people and introduces them to them and allows these videos to happen. People that set the desk and chairs up, the mics up. Everybody that's controlling the cameras. Every single person in their job matters 110%. But these dudes are the reason that they are employed 120%. Because we don't know Ron, Lacey, and Adapt, all of these guys, we know them, and they're the reason why they're popular is because of us, because of the viewers, because of the people that watch them. So you know what requires these type of videos? People that know cameras, people that are going to be behind cameras. Guess what they did before they were big? They did it themselves. They manned the cameras themselves. They had webcams. They had all the beginning technology before they had all these people. You feel me? They didn't start out privileged, having all of these people working for them. So yeah, Ron's about to speak facts to him right now.
Well, that's bad takes.
That's bad takes. That's bad takes. That's bad takes.
They wouldn't have any work if it wasn't for us, though.
I would even go as far to say as every person in this room, we keep them employed as well. Because here's the thing, we get sponsors from these companies that have 9-to-5s, right? These companies, hold on. These companies are not viable without influencers to push the brand and keep them in business.
Have you ever worked a real job?
No.
So how would you
See,
know?
I have worked a real job.
What was your real job?
I worked 8 months. I worked a double. I worked Walmart and Panera at the same time for a year.
Why is she laughing? Bro, she's making me mad.
They laughing because he hasn't worked 10,000 years doing a job. He's experienced what a 9-to-5 job is like, and they're still not giving him credit. This is why the old heads, they just irritate me, bro, because they find everything funny because you think that because you're not a slave to the government to work forever for one company that you find it as a joke. He said he worked 8 months. That's some experience.
I actually feel like they're wrong.
Oh yeah, W. Ron. Stable Ronaldo streams are high energy, entertaining, often Fortnite gameplay, funny reactions, interactive moments with fans. Known for his humor, loud personality, he keeps his audience engaged with constant commentary and viral clips. On Twitch, he boasts around 3.9 million followers and averages 23,000 per stream.
Hi, I'm Chris.
All right, Chris.
Why do you think a 9-to-5 job is not harder than what you do?
Well, you're guaranteed to pay.
Guaranteed to pay.
Yeah.
And that makes it harder?
Yeah. No, it makes it easier for you
Makes
guys.
it easier because we have a guaranteed pay.
100%. You have
Makes
security.
it
Talk
easier
about
for
raises.
Makes it easier for 9-to-5 people to have a job because their pay is
Yeah,
guaranteed.
when you go to work every day, everyone's
So you're
like,
basing the ease of a job just on somebody getting paid regularly? Is that what you...
well, let's just say that comes to perspective. If you say someone who works food, if you're someone who works a doctor, it's obviously different. But if you're talking abroad, 9-to-5, someone who doesn't need a degree, yeah, it's way easier than being a streamer.
How so?
Well, it's because you're guaranteed and you don't need any crazy knowledge. You don't need to go to school for most jobs, like certain things like a 9-to-5. If you wanted to go work at Foot Locker, I could go to Foot Locker, apply, and then next thing you know, I'm selling shoes for pay every single hour.
So according to you, a job is easier or harder based on the guaranteed pay? That's one aspect of it.
Oh my God, bro. Old nigga, bro, you're repeating the same thing 5 fucking times. Like, holy shit. Like, this is the shit I've been talking about. This old ass nigga just repeated what he said 3 times over again. Gang, wow, do you not fucking understand? Holy shit.
Working at Foot Locker, working at a job like Panera,
Said the
or
same
whatever
thing
Lacey is
3 times.
easier than a streamer, yes, because a streamer you have to come up with ideas, you have to stay relevant. There
So
was
we're talking about ideas now.
Yeah,
we're
what do you-
talking about pay.
Okay, so what do you want to
that's
start with
one
though?
way that
But it
it's
doesn't
easier.
make. But
Well,
you're not
you
even.
started with
You're not
pay.
even. You keep switching it. So why don't
I'm
you
not
answer my
switching
question?
anything.
You know, you 100% are.
Yeah.
So how is it harder if you're guaranteed to pay? I worked for 4 years of streaming. I didn't make $1.
Well, what's your definition of hard? That's the thing. It's like what
Stuff
is
that you need-
difficult.
Did you hear what he just said? He just streamed for 4 years and didn't make a single dollar. Are you working for 4 years and not making money, nigga? Okay then. Like, what are we talking about?
Creativity. You need to get out of your circle, comfort zone.
Yeah.
You need to be able to actually make people believe what you believe in the sense of like, oh, this is good content. Do you watch any TV shows?
I watch YouTube.
Okay, you watch
so
YouTube?
Much YouTube.
So it's the same thing. So the people that
Absolutely,
you're
yeah.
entertained by are the people like us, just for a different audience.
That's true, but you're talking about entertainment as a job. We could talk about entertainment.
This is entertainment,
as a job.
but this
yeah,
is entertainment.
Entertainment
But
as
my
a
question
job
to you
doesn't have
is
any
why?
guarantees. Absolutely.
So do you truthfully, you can sit here and think that working at like a Foot Locker or something like that, I'm just using that because that's the best
Sure.
example,
Yeah.
is harder than a streamer?
It depends on what you are saying the word hard means to you. Because
In the
there's
sense of
hard
everyday
physically,
activity,
there's
because some people
hard-
around here said, "Oh, I got to wake up at 7 a.m., 8 a.m." Oh,
Yeah.
okay, we have to do the same thing.
Sure.
Some people do that.
And you deal with yourself.
Yeah.
No.
Guess what? Streamers choose their schedule. They said, "Oh, we gotta wake up at 7 a.m. every day." There's people that stream from 7 a.m. to whenever they choose to stream. Just like when you work from 7 a.m. to fucking 12, 2. You feel me? Whatever the 8-hour shift window is. You feel me? You have a defined hour of moment of time. A streamer doesn't have a defined moment of hour of time. I've already been out here at hour 40. I could stay on here for as long as I choose to be for, but obviously y'all know I gotta go to work, but I can stay on here as long as I want to, and it doesn't have to end. And this is a work shift. This is working. It doesn't have to stop. You feel me? A job, a real job, you have breaks. You have a designated time where you have to end a job and stop. Mandatory hours. You can't work a certain amount of hours. You have to have a rest break before you clock in and clock out. There has to be a certain amount of hours before you do that. That's a mandatory law. Ain't no law behind, oh, he only can stream for 8 hours a day. That's not a law.
We deal with millions
When
of people.
you're creating that content and you have your phone, you're dealing with you and yourself in that phone.
Okay, so what happens?
You're not dealing with
Not true.
coworkers and you're not
That's not
dealing
true at
with-
all. I have an
Okay.
editor that I pay who relies on me. If I stop doing
Which
any
is
type
later.
of content, he loses
So
a
when
job.
you go to your job, when you go to work, rather than punching a card, you pick up your phone or you turn on a camera.
Okay, so when you punch the card, let's say, who's above you? Your boss, right? What happens if he just takes the business and he says, oh, we're not doing it anymore? You lose your job.
If the work is picking up a phone or turning on a camera as opposed to going in with a bunch of people and having to multitask tasks you have to do throughout your shift and deal with your
Tasks you gotta do
coworkers
throughout
and
the stream.
interpersonal thing. Tell me how much you do of that stuff while you are actually doing your job.
That's why I said there's a difference when dealing with real people, because they're talking about dealing with people out in the real world versus dealing with the people on the internet. You're physically not dealing with people on the internet. You're dealing with people on the internet typing messages, and even in their states, they do IRL content. So they are experiencing people in the real life, in the real world, are experiencing fans, are experiencing real life interactions because they're streaming and have a camera, but they're still going outside. Yeah, probably most of their content that they're known for is the gaming content, but now their streaming is evolving to being IRL, being out in the world and recording yourself. So now streamers are experiencing human interactions.
For however many number
Okay,
of hours that
perfectly.
you are talking and typing and
LeBron said
shitting and
perfect. You
eating
finna
and
go
all
into
that
an IRL
stuff
conversation.
that everybody's watching you do.
Go ahead.
No, but there's actually a mental aspect.
I understand that, yeah.
No. Let me hear me out.
Go ahead.
Camaraderie. Like you have like a group of people, like friendships, relationships, which is the most important thing in life. So do you build that with your coworkers and stuff like that?
Sorry, bye. See you later.
See, this is why I hate old heads. When you fucking get a point on them, and then you start talking to them, and you want to say something, then niggas don't want to listen. Niggas don't want to talk. Niggas get up. That's why I fucking hate. Nigga, kick this nigga off the set. Kick him off the set. The fuck?
Seeing a lot of flags.
Man said bye. Get that nigga off the set, bro.
What's your name?
So I'm Angelina, and I work as an executive assistant.
You're right. You're right. She's right. I know. She's right. She's right. I'm not lying. She's right. 9 to 5.
All right, so you guys were talking about the mental aspect, and I thought that was really interesting because as someone who works a 9 to 5, technically it's a 10 to 6, but I still have to clock in a certain amount of time. I come home, I'm too tired to cook. Fortunately, I have a beautiful girlfriend that does all of that stuff for me when I get home, but if I didn't, I would have...
Look, you knew. Look at Face Swag's face. Look at Face Swag's face.
I have a beautiful girlfriend that does all of that stuff for me when I get...
Look at Suki! Suki's like, God damn, a girlfriend? Are you serious? Swag's face.
At home, but if I didn't, I would have to cook for myself and get to bed in time and wake up in time to commute back to my job. You guys talk about how it's hard because there's a mental aspect, and I understand as someone who's been on social media a lot that you get
How long
berated.
have you been on social media? Just to get broad.
So I actually did content creation starting at the age of 14. When I moved to LA, I gained like 10,000 followers off the bat, and I was very young, and I started working with different brands.
Okay.
I totally understand the mental aspect. It's just that you guys can afford to say, hey, I'm gonna go wherever for 2 weeks, and that can be content, that can be your job, and you actually get to relax and travel the world and have other
So
opportunities.
you're just saying a lot of points.
There's no relaxation.
Just so I can answer a couple. So you were saying like to go back to the beginning, you were saying like you can manage like your time with like relationship. Was that correct? Like you have your girlfriend when you go home, like.
I fortunately have a support system, but I every day like ask myself how I would
So
have
I'll
been
give you
able
a
to do it
perfect
without.
example. So you said 14 you started. I started at 16. For about 3 years, I was making money, and it slowly went super up, and then all of a sudden it went down. Right?
Yeah.
I lost everything, fell off
He was about to
completely.
though.
About to myself. It's a real story. This is a real story. This isn't a joke. Why are you smiling?
We've all been there. Every 9 to 5 worker has been there.
So
That's
going
why.
back to what you said, how you have a support system. I moved across the country from my parents at the age of 19, lived alone in an apartment, was paying a certain amount of money every single month, and I was losing money. I wasn't making enough money to pay my, like I had money in my bank for my rent, but I wasn't making
It
more than my
seems-
rent.
yeah.
So I was
You
losing.
were in the red every
I
month.
was in the
I
red
got
every
you.
single month. Girlfriend broke up with me at the time, so alone
whammy.
across the country. So it's like when you're alone too and everything's going down, where's my support system?
I don't like why she laughing, bro.
So I have a question. You said that for the first 4
Her
years you
laughing
started
is
streaming, you
crazy.
had no income.
Like these
How are
old
you
heads have no respect. It's just insane. They have no respect, bruh. No fucking respect, bruh.
able to survive?
I lived with my mom. I was 16.
Fucking the oldest people there
So
have no
that-
respect. Acting childish.
That to a cer-
Acting childish.
My mom was 16.
So that to a certain extent is privilege.
That's privilege.
It is.
But
because-
my mom. How's that privilege? Before you
It's
go there?
privilege because you have the support system to have a place to live.
Well, at 15, 16, I would hope I have parents that would live with me.
Yeah, but a lot of people don't, and they have to
What is
take
that?
9
That's
to
a whole
5.
different
Bitch,
stuff.
do you have?
So a lot of people don't have
What the
houses.
fuck are you talking about, bitch? You telling me you didn't have parents' house and living at 50? Like, what the fuck are we talking about now?
A lot of
When they
people
working
don't
9 to
have
5s?
families that support them or accept.
Bitch, this isn't. Now we're not even talking about streaming versus 9 to 5. We're just talking about life. What the fuck are we talking about? Yeah, okay. Not everybody has a parent household, has a household to live under, has a parent, has both of their parents in their lives, or even has one parent. Not every person's blessed. But that's just humanity. Why the fuck are we? That has nothing to do with being a 9 to 5 being harder to versus being like. What the fuck are we talking about? This is crazy.
That's a whole different conversation. What does that do with it?
Exactly, Ron. A whole different conversation. The fuck is she talking about?
A lot of
When they
people
working
don't
9 to
have
5s?
families that support them or accept
But that's a
them.
whole different conversation. What does that do with the 9 to 5?
Because they still need to survive. So the fact that you were given
So
the
how did you move to LA?
I moved across the country as well with my mom when I was 15 years old.
Do you not think that's privileged?
I mean, we moved into a 1-bedroom in Santa Monica and shared a trundle bed, so.
Okay,
So now we're comparing poverties. Now we're comparing. Oh, my upbringing was harder than yours. Like, what the fuck are we talking about? That's just why I hate this. Is like, sometimes debates be just stupid because people like this, like you're literally talking about whole different conversations, bringing up upbringings and who's struggling harder. Okay.
I was reselling shoes to afford my mom's mortgage and everything.
I get it. I've definitely helped my family out in times where I was able
just
to, but
comparing
I
struggles.
also
This is
had to
stupid.
have my family
This is
support me in
stupid.
order for
This
me
is stupid.
to have certain opportunities to
Shut
make
up.
money in the
Shut
first
up.
place.
I
Shut
didn't
up.
set my. Just in simple, serious question. Would you guys say that all of our jobs are harder than each other? Truthfully.
Yeah, if she was a nurse, she had to go to medical school for years just to be able to have her
But
foot
she
in the
knew
door.
that she was getting security because she was going to be a nurse, correct?
Not secure.
How is it not secure if you knew what you were going to do?
Nothing's secure.
Nothing's secure. You just proved my point. But you just proved my point.
No job is secure, but content creation gives you the ability to have those savings,
But
to have an audience. And even if you do lose all your followers one day,
Yeah.
even if
Let's
you
say I
lose,
lost it all tomorrow.
you still have residuals of your previous viral
But that's-
videos. Even if people are hating on
But
you and
that's
shitting
not
on you,
necessarily-
that's still adding to what goes into your pocket.
There's literally doctors who do one surgery and make hundreds of thousands of dollars.
Because they were trained for decades and they had to go to
So
school.
were we.
You went to school to be a content creator?
Streamer University.
Streamer University, W. Ron. Adapt is a top-tier variety and IRL streamer averaging 12,900 viewers per Twitch with around 930 followers, peaking as high as 45 concurrent viewers. FaZe Adapt is a key figure in FaZe Clan. He helped shape FaZe's brand and from its original stage to now.
How you doing, bro?
Good, how you doing?
Alex.
Gabe.
College professor.
I'm doing good. So first of all, I want to say I do respect all of you for what you do. I mean, you guys do work, but you do not work as hard as people who have a regular job.
You don't know that.
I mean, that I do know it for sure. It's very clear. People have to wake up and do their routine over and over again. It's not a daily thing, it's a weekly thing, it's a monthly thing, it's a yearly thing, it's a life thing. And if they screw up, they lose their jobs. And they always have to be careful because if they do something weird, they say something weird to their coworker or their boss, they're gonna lose their job. If you lose some followers because of something you say, you'll get other followers. And you have a large following enough where there's enough of a range of perspectives that people will always be on board for you as long as you're producing content. People who screw up at their jobs and lose their jobs, and maybe there's a recession, there's not a lot of jobs, as could be now, they get potentially homeless or worse.
You ever heard of cancel culture?
What's that? Yeah, of course I've heard of it. But how many people have been
Cancel culture. When someone is called out on social media for something they did or for an opinion in the present or past that turns society against them and it goes viral, ruining the person's career or online popularity.
happens all the time. Your boss is not going to be loyal to you if you don't get that thing in on time 5 times.
Okay, but check it
you're
out.
done.
Okay, so listen, but to be able to get that loyal following of people that do follow you,
Yes.
you need to build that over years
Okay.
and years and years and
Okay.
hours of
Okay.
trust
All right.
and communication
Sacrifice.
and intimate relationships with your audience.
Okay, so
that's not something that's just given to you.
Look,
that
the
you
things-
don't just fall into 1 million subscribers, 2
Of
million
course
subscribers,
not.
3 million
Of course
subscribers.
not. It takes work for sure. But like what you guys are talking about in terms of like the toll it takes on you, a large part of it, and let me tell you something, I'm a little older than you guys,
Mm-hmm.
so a large part of it is just general angst from being young, and you just happen to have a camera in front of you and like talking to people or whatever, but at the same time, like, you're doing exactly what most people are doing, which is dealing with life stuff, and that's normal. Like the mental toll that it takes dealing with people and getting comments and this and that, that's what everybody deals with. But you don't have to wake up at 6 in the morning and get to your job and then be there and like be on the whole time, no matter what. Anyone who has a 9 to 5 has to do that.
I said, what do you do? What
Well,
do
I'm
you
a
do?
college professor, so I have to do that same
So
sort
you
of.
just gotta come in and teach the same shit for the next 10, 15 years?
Yes, you're right.
Come on, bro.
We have to-
You already know what he's doing.
We have to. He knows what he's doing every day. That's the biggest point. He's a college professor and teaches the same thing for 20 plus years. A content creator doesn't do the same thing for 20 plus years and is successful. You have to evolve.
Produce new shit every day.
For me in particular, to Silky's point, you're a college professor, so you're essentially reteaching the same curriculum to the same students.
That I had to take
what I'm
years
saying?
to learn, but
you know
yes.
what I'm saying? But I started making content when I was 12 years old.
Okay.
It started out playing Call of Duty trick shotting. I
You were-
don't think
okay.
anybody in this room could hit a crane shot. I don't know if anyone in this room could quick scope.
I don't know if
So
that's
I had
something to be proud of, but okay.
So I had to do that for 4 years,
Okay.
right? And then I'm like, okay. Then I had to do YouTube for 4 years,
Okay.
right?
All right.
And then I had to do FaZe Clan, build FaZe Clan out, fix FaZe Clan, and then
Okay.
do streaming.
Okay.
So
And
you're
with how many
constantly-
people helping you?
How many people helping me?
Yeah.
Come on now.
For which stages?
Yeah, all of them. There were a lot. You had a team.
Yeah, when I was trick
Was it just you? Like
No. It
Okay.
was just me. There's receipts of this.
It wasn't built on the shoulders of anyone?
There's receipts on YouTube of me.
Okay, well, where did YouTube come from?
When I was
How did
13
YouTube become so
when I was
easy?
13
Because
years
a
old.
bunch of people worked their butts off 9 to 5, making it a thing.
That's
and
what
if
you
it
did
didn't
in the
exist,
previous
if it
voice.
didn't exist, you couldn't press
So the
play, you
fact-
couldn't press record,
So the fact that
and
you
then
have
just
a,
talk.
The fact that you have a campus to teach on, then
Yeah.
boom, there you go.
Right, but I
Yeah,
also
you
had
have
to
a
spend
campus to
years
teach.
earning my credentials and mastering.
And I did it.
Come on, guys. Your credentials are playing video games. I play video games on my spare time. Come on, guys.
So you just want to get
Riz.
paid to play video games. It's okay. We understand.
Facts. He for sure wants to get paid to play video games.
I'm Vicky, and my perspective is coming from a hair and makeup artist, physical job. Doesn't seem like any of you guys can even compete with the physicality.
brother.
You guys just
I know how to do a three-strand braid.
Just sitting on your butt and talking into a microphone.
know.
Is
So-
very different.
So wait.
Very different than having to get up in the morning, carry all.
So with them saying that, do they not respect people that work on sport commentary? People that work on ESPN or work on political news stations that sit in front of a news station every day? They don't respect those people that do that stuff. That's not real work. Oh, but because it's a local, it's a global corporation that they have to clock in and out and have a shift. That makes it a real job. But but they do the same thing. They sit in front of a microphone all day and just talk about the news and what's going on throughout the world and giving their opinion on it. She don't even know who she's talking to. They all IRL streaming. They don't say exactly. That's what I was trying to say. Streaming has become totally different. All they be talking about is gaming and sitting at a chair and table and desk. I'm like, they actually IRL streaming are actually out in the world now.
Of your gear, you've got to carry all of your hair, makeup, all of your supplies.
Bitch, have you heard of an IRL streaming backpack? That shit's heavy.
You have to haul it around, get up early in the morning. You stand on your feet all
Bet.
day. You never sit down.
I hear you, I
You're
hear you.
You're breathing in toxic chemicals all day.
All right, can I talk?
Hairspray.
Listen, so your whole
So
thing.
it's dangerous.
Listen, bet.
Your
Just
job
chill,
isn't
chill.
dangerous.
So
your
thing
job
is-
isn't
your
physically
thing is
taxing. You're just talking into a
So
microphone.
bet, listen. So your whole
She
thing.
doesn't get that.
Your whole thing is we can't do what you do, right?
It's not
No, no,
physical.
but
I'm saying that
I
a
just-
9 to
y'all let
5
me talk for
job
a
where
second.
you physically have to do.
So you can't do what you do, but can you do what we do? That's a personal preference. You can easily sit down as a makeup artist. Yeah, she does hair. She does hair and makeup, and she talk about she has to stand all day long and this and that.
Some hauling around stuff.
So
and
physically, I physically
you're
can't
just
haul
talking
around
into a microphone.
bags of like makeup. You physically could never trick shot. You could not hit a crane shot. You can't 1080. You can't hold a controller and make a 200K montage. You can't. No one in here can.
Come on, man.
None of you could.
But you
none
can
of
carry
you-
some
None of you could
hair and makeup.
physically
And you have
go
to do that for 12 hours a day.
Yes. Actually,
You
yes.
taking them 4 days to hit a trick
Wait,
shot. It's
wait,
taking you 4 days
wait.
to hit a trick shot.
Actually, yes, I would have
Hours
to
a
do
day.
that.
And then your day is
Yes,
never
I
done. When you're
would.
done doing that, is your job done? Do you have to go shopping and replace
No,
all of the things
wait.
that you use?
No. Listen,
You have to
Vicky,
clean
listen,
all of
Vicky.
your gear.
You don't know about dry streaks. You don't know about hit markers.
But when you're done, you're
You
done.
don't know about if the Elgato wasn't on.
When
Can
you're
you
done, you're
imagine
done.
these
Oh
things?
my God, disable resample.
If I rendered my video in Vegas and I sent the editor the clips without disabling resample.
Oh my God.
My montage is fucked. Your main underlying argument here is what you do is physically
Daily, day
more-
to day.
Okay. Your main thing is what you do is physically more taxing and
Yeah.
hard than what any of us
And
do.
dangerous.
I could say the same thing. You cannot physically trick shot. You could never. I would go as far
Okay,
as
so
I don't
She don't
how
gotta
many
worry
hours a
about
day do you
20K
trick
people
shot?
watching her.
I don't think.
Right, that's the biggest thing, Cam. That is the biggest thing. They don't have to worry about thousands of people knowing their business all out. They just talked about a subathon. streaming with the camera on 24 hours a day. Like, they don't know what that feels like. They know how it feels to have privacy. Streamers don't have privacy. Like, the ones that are always streaming constantly 24 hours a day, or not even 24 hours, but just streaming every single day.
How many hours a day do you trick shot? How many hours?
When I was trick shotting, it was 12 hours a day. It was however long I needed to. However long I needed to hit a clip.
12 hours a day, every day.
5 seconds.
And that clip is...
He carries a Barrett 50 cal and he jumps off of stuff.
I would have to get on Call of Duty, turn my sense all the way up to 10-10. I would have to get to last. I would have to pray to God that he would be in the right spot, throw the concussion. Now I got to have my rotations down.
Dead zones. Talk about the dead zones.
Talk about dead zones.
Stick drift.
Stick drift.
The thing is, for the most part, but that is not all YouTubers that are doing something physical. A lot of it is just talking.
Yeah, but she also said it was dangerous. We could walk around IRL stream and someone could rob us or kill us.
I gotta.
Wait.
They're laughing, but that's happened recently.
I've got a pumpkin thrown on my head by a crackhead.
Crackhead ran up to him on stream and almost
died.
Almost decapitated him.
He quoted his thoughts.
Yeah. They don't know about the IRL streaming. To their point, when you are out in the world with the camera, guess what? People know where you are 24 hours a day. You have 20,000 people knowing where you are. You could be in their home state, and then you just have people pulling up on you. And like they said, we just saw not too long ago, some YouTube beef just got shot. Just some dude and his girlfriend got shot on TikTok Live over a YouTube beef in Las Vegas. Come on, bro. Suki is a high-energy IRL and GTA 5 streamer known for his reactive, interactive streams alongside other FaZe members. On Twitch, he has around 866,000 followers, averages roughly 8,000 to 22,000 viewers per stream. During events like subathons, peaked at 60,000. Nice. Let's go. Suki getting the plaque.
My name is Dawn. Pleasure to meet you, sir. I am very occupational. My last job, I worked as a librarian with elementary school children.
So
I have been an executive secretary, legal.
Very quiet, peaceful.
Yes, yes, all that. You know, because it's who you are. That you know, we create social media all the time because that's what we are. We're 9-to-5ers, and we interact and have energy with people. Where I don't think that you guys have that.
We have energy.
Are you serious?
You have false energy because you're across the screen. You're not interacting with people like we do.
So what are we doing right now?
Interacting?
What are we doing right now?
You're doing it now because we're doing a video.
Wait, isn't she debating for us? That's making it harder for us.
Do you know that there's millions of people?
Now I'm not gonna have all y'all gang up on me.
There's millions of people who watch the video.
Yes.
We save lives every day, probably more than doctors.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
There's people that literally stay alive because they want to watch our videos.
You know about going out into the clubs at night.
They don't respect it. They don't respect the donations of people and I respect people that come into comment sections and comments that actually say things like, hey, I enjoy watching your videos because they make my day, or I look forward to your videos and things like that. Those comments matter to us creators. You feel me? That stuff matters to people. People actually, like they said, saving lives. People have came out and said they have thought about doing things that would end up hurting them, but they didn't do them because of a content creator that allows them to feel like they're at a free space. They're laughing, they're having fun, they're not overthinking and thinking about what was just transpiring not too long ago with them thinking about doing harming themselves and those bad things. You feel me? Like, they don't respect that stuff, and that's just crazy.
Staying out till 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, trying to get up at 6 o'clock in the morning so you can get dressed.
So you was having fun.
Hell yeah.
Okay,
so but I'm saying it's like you guys don't do the interaction. You don't touch people like this.
Okay, now.
What kind of shit's going on?
You don't touch people like this is crazy.
Go to the club, you get to put some shades on, and you go by your day to work. We can't do that because we have thousands of people.
But is
you're
that
drunk,
your choice?
You're high. You're hungover. Just get off screen. We don't want to see you like this.
But is that your choice?
We don't like you like this. Why are you doing this?
But is that your choice? You chose that. You chose this
No,
life.
that's the thing. We can't. We
And
can't
that's
do
what's
what
happening
you do.
now. That's what's happening now with the whole world. It's a total disconnect. When you have a 9 to 5, you dealing with people. You touching people's hearts,
We deal with
souls,
people's
mind. No, you are not.
Do you know how many bands we meet a day?
I think. Look, I appreciate you. I appreciate you, and I respect what you do.
Do you
And
watch
I
A
think
that you
Entertainment?
don't.
Oh my
Of
God.
course, I watch.
So
it.
do you
Them
ever-
saying that you're not dealing with people is insane to me because they think that because you're not interacting with human life people every day because they think that they're always behind the desk and not IRL streamers, that they're not interacting with people every day and dealing with people's opinions and stuff like that. That's not real. It's insanity. But when they are in IRL and actually being out in public streaming, it's just as bad, if not worse, because you have the people that are on your stream, on social media, reacting and watching you, and then you have the people that you have to deal with in the real world.
I got kids. I got grandkids.
Do you ever laugh?
Of course I laugh.
So then they
We're
interact with
touching
you.
them.
But the interaction is
Did
not
it make
real.
you feel better?
When I'm
Did it
watching
make you- did it make you feel better?
What make me feel
Have you
better?
ever
It all
watched-
depends on
have you ever been
it all
entertained?
depends- it
Have you
all
ever been
depends
entertained
on
and been like,
what's coming.
oh, I feel good?
Some of it is
I got a
fake.
banger right now.
Some of it is fake.
You see, you're not answering.
So now let me.
Okay, well let me answer your because I'm debating him.
Okay, yeah.
But go ahead.
Right after this, I got you. Right
Okay,
now. Go
all
ahead.
right. Come on. Let's
So
do it.
when you're entertained, you.
I want to see what I was working on. This phone case for Bella.
Have you ever felt like your day was better if you watched something? You've never felt like that?
Yeah, sure.
So what's the difference with us?
The difference with you is that you guys do this 24/7. That's all you do.
Yeah.
Do you know? You're just like you. Wait a minute. Somebody made a comment about, oh, I can't even go out with my girlfriend, or I can't even go out in public.
That's right.
I can go out in public and be seen.
So it's
You know what?
easier.
So it's easier.
I'm a very social. I'm a very social person. I'm very popular in where I do and where I am. I do social media.
Saying what we do has not affected people, it's not real. How come when I go out in public and I meet someone and they're like, oh my God, wait, I loved your videos growing up. You were my childhood. I used to watch you
Or their
every
hands
single
shaking,
day.
their hands shaking.
Like, you were my child. You know how like we grew up watching Disney Channel?
Yep.
I've had kids
Ben
come
10.
up hundreds of times throughout years of my life, have kids come up to me and say these things. So
Okay.
Exactly. Kids saying that they watched them.
I'm Robbie. I'm a server at an Italian restaurant.
Come on, bro. Life's easy.
Oh, that's not fair.
He has the same menu, makes the same food every day. bro.
First thing I'm gonna say is nobody's gonna say being a nurse isn't hard, because my aunt was. That is the
My
most
mom
difficult
was.
shit. How are you gonna disrespect your mom like
No,
that,
she
dude?
is right now.
You're gonna disrespect
She
your
loves
mom
it.
and say that your work is harder?
She tells
That
me
is
it's
so rude,
Because
honestly.
she works 2 of them.
Okay,
she works at 2 hospitals.
Let me ask you something.
She said it's mad easy. She can work at 2 hospitals.
No disrespect.
She works at 2
No
hospitals.
disrespect, but what you do, I'm not your target audience. So break it down for me, because I don't even get it.
Oh my God.
Let me ask you something.
You just said I'm not your target audience because I'm black.
Crazy word. He said I'm not your target audience, bro. He's tapped in. He knows what YouTube is. If you know what target audience is and what that term means, you're tapped in. He knows.
What's that? You won't watch me because I'm black. And this is what I'm talking about. It's harder.
He has to get judged every
I gotta get
single
judged every day. Everybody thinks I'm a hoodlum. I'm a nice guy.
He's a jolly dude.
I can't get a job because I got tats. I used to work at Costco's. I had the greatest 401k granted to me. That means that when I retire, I get the biggest stipend of my life. Do you know I could just sit there and just meat pack all day just to really realize that, what, maybe 20 years I'm gonna be sitting on millions because I worked at Costco's?
Yeah, Will.
Okay.
I didn't have to interact with nobody, just
Silky is
packing
definitely
meat.
a hoodlum.
Yeah, well.
Come on, bro.
Is what you do fun?
I mean,
Do you enjoy what you do?
if I make it fun,
Do you make it fun?
I could make it fun.
Yes or no? Is what you do fun?
Not everything's fun.
What isn't fun? Break it down for me. What do you do in a day? We'll swap stories. What do you do in a day?
Okay, so it's very stressful, right?
Not fun at all. Because this dude was talking for 20 minutes about playing video games.
Whoa. It sounds like you're jealous, I'm not gonna lie. But
You're on his diesel.
okay, so look, right?
So I'm jealous of a harder job.
No.
Oh,
Yeah, yeah.
thank you.
Thank you. Yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
that was sarcasm. You didn't read it. No, I'd like to.
No,
hear
no,
this.
no. Listen,
It's
listen. Listen to the
sarcasm
time
that
that
you
I
didn't read it. Look at this dude. This dude's hot. This dude's actually hot, Chad.
wake up. I wake up maybe 3, 4 p.m. Know what I'm saying? I'm already drowsy because I just smoked the night before. You know why I gotta smoke? Because I just deal with thousands of people. I don't even like people. I gotta deal with thousands of them.
No, let him.
No, let him stay. You gonna stay for this, right?
Wait, but you still haven't described what you've done other than smoking pot and waking up at 4.
Okay, waking up at 4 p.m., right? Now wake up, I gotta brush my teeth, right? Gotta make sure, cause I got a lot of comments now. You know, he don't brush his grills. What does his real teeth look like? I gotta make sure. I gotta make sure that my yeah.
He got Chanel earrings like a bad bitch.
And there's girls in his chat too sometimes. So
Yeah.
you know.
This, you know what I'm saying? I gotta make sure I'm freshly saving. I'm not saving for this video. I already know what's gonna happen. It's about to be negative comments. Yo, shave that little scruffy shit off your face. Cool.
So he got fat.
Now I have to game Marvel Rivals for probably 1 to 2 hours before stream. You know why? Because I don't get to game it for after work. Like I could just game it after work, bro.
No
I
energy.
can't. You know what I'm saying? You can't just do that, right? After I do that, now I gotta sit here and plan with somebody what I'm gonna do for the stream today. Oh, looks like we got no content. All right, let's see if we can just scrub
Guess
something
what?
around.
No content, no money.
No content, no money. Now look, probably by 8 or 9 p.m., I'm still probably thinking I gotta do something for stream. My mind is fried.
You know what's crazy?
My mind is...
9 p.m. for him? Oh, I did my work today.
You already did my...
I did my work today.
You took the same boss already.
You're going to sleep.
What? Do I don't want to hog the space here too much, but do you know the expression, give a man enough rope?
You're losing me.
Kill him.
No, I don't know the... I don't know.
Basically, you're talking yourself into a hole, man. Okay, my turn. I'll be brief.
Wait, give a man a rope.
What is he?
Wait,
It means-
is that racist?
Wow.
Get this racist
Play
out
that
here.
card.
He has no social
All right,
views.
all right.
Oh, you're back?
Baby, I want to say to you,
Rhonda.
I'm your black auntie.
Yeah.
That's what I
Okay.
want to
Black
say.
auntie.
You say you don't like people. It's all about relationships that you got with people. So when you say shit like that, do you really mean that?
Do I not like people?
You said,
I'm an
you
introvert.
said,
I'd rather be in my own space. I'd rather be by myself.
and that's okay. But what is it that you're doing that's helping other
What are they laughing about? Because he said that he likes being by himself. He doesn't like being around people. Like, what is funny about that? Like, they act like they've never met people like that in life. Like, what the fuck?
What
These
am I
old
doing?
heads are stupid.
Saving lives. I'm a superhero.
He's a hero.
I'm a superhero, no cape.
Jason is a fast-rising Twitch streamer known for energetic gaming, IRL streams, and comedic content. Since joining FaZe in 2024, he's amassed around 1.4 million Twitch followers, peaked at 100K subscribers during a subathon, and briefly the second most subscribed streamer on Twitch.
Uh-oh, here you go.
How you doing?
I'm good. How are you?
You look great. You look
That's
great.
right. I'm Thelma again.
I believe 9 to 5 is harder. I mean, fuck.
I think dreaming is so much harder. Why are you doing it?
I can't have a public relationship because of the public eye and how they judge my relationships. I had a breakup with a girlfriend that I loved so dearly because I chose streaming.
So my question.
Nah,
again,
I loved her.
My question.
I loved her, and you're laughing.
My question again. My question. If you think it's so much harder, why are you doing it?
Because I'm passionate about it.
Okay, so you love it. You love streaming. So do you love it more than you loved that girlfriend?
That's what I had to decide.
Oh.
I had to make sacrifice, and
So
that's
you-
what you have to
so
do.
you lost
with
the
streaming.
human touch.
But guess what? If I had a 9 to 5,
lost the human
if I
touch
was flipping burgers,
for-
I could have had a girlfriend still.
But you lost the human touch for the streaming.
Being a streamer, you have to be judged on thousands of people's opinions every single day. 9 to 5 person, maybe one,
But,
two, three.
okay, and then back to my point, is that your choice? Was that your choice?
But that's not the point, though. The point
No,
is
that's my point. That's my point.
streaming is harder
Was
than 9 to 5.
that
That's stupid as fuck. Like, her point is literally stupid as fuck. She said, that's your choice. So, because we're choosing to be content creators and we're saying that we're being judged by thousands of people, you're saying that's our choice for it. Yes, bitch. Are you? Is that not what you understand? You're arguing why your job is harder than our job. Like, you're not making sense. Yeah, that's your choice. Yes, this is the choice of job that we are coming with, and we're talking about. He said, "Why are you calling Auntie out her name?" Because all of these old heads are dumb as fuck. Their arguments don't make sense. we got one dude that's repeating the same thing over and over again, like he doesn't understand what he's saying, and then she's out here saying that you're making a choice about your job, and this is what you get. Ron's trying to explain to Jason's trying to explain to her that this is the consequence of what our job is, and she's like, "Oh, well, you chose it." I'm like, what is her point? Bitch, you chose your job.
That's the point.
You gave up your girlfriend for streaming. Come on now.
Shit, he ran up a bag. He
Yeah.
ran up a
He
bag.
did it for a bag.
He did it for a bag.
But the thing is, it comes to a point. Do I pick love and a future with someone I care dearly for? Or do I pick
something that I
future
love?
Something that I'm passionate about and motion. I pick motion.
I'm Lala Costa.
Lala Costa? Amazing.
Lala
name.
Costa.
Thank you. I'm an attorney.
She makes a percent off people's fuck ups. I like that.
If you had an opportunity to get a 9-to-5 that you could create yourself, like whatever you want,
Yes, I
9 to
would.
5, you would take it?
Yes.
Because why?
Because I don't even enjoy streaming anymore.
You don't? What? Come to this side.
No, but I have to because this is what I built my career off of.
You feel stuck.
I feel stuck, yeah.
Have you ever watched a show and you stopped watching it?
Mm.
Have you ever watched a show and you were like,
All the time.
It's the same thing.
Exactly.
Yeah.
I have to.
That
I have
TV
to-
show it's done. What happened to all those actors?
It's
after that?
canceled
They gotta
because I
go to-
stopped watching?
Well, no, I'm saying if
Baby,
if thousands of you
Honey.
stopped watching.
I think you guys are mixing all
Yeah,
the issues.
Cartoon Network. It's like
and
they
not
got millions of
focusing
people.
on-
You guys know what Cartoon Network is?
If your
It's
father would
gone.
stop, would you come up with a different brand then?
All those people are gone. Yeah, but pivot. That's the point.
We got Swag. September 22, Swag signed an exclusive streaming contract with YouTube Gaming, becoming the first Clayson member to do so during the tenure on YouTube. Swag's significant milestones, including record-setting 80 kills in single Warzone match alongside fellow Nuke Squad members. He broke in the top 250 Warzone 3 ranked, clinched a pivotal victory in his Warzone qualifier, securing $1 million to pursue with his loadout strategy.
Nice to meet you.
Professional
professional
model.
But
Okay.
I've worked since I was at the age of 14.
Okay.
I was a gamer too.
I just think personally, like I agree with Jason that I think streaming does take a certain more stop than a 9 to 5, and I also think everybody in here, right? If you guys all try to be a streamer, right, and then we all try to do what you guys do,
You get L's in your chat.
the probability of everybody here trying to be an attorney is.
In 2025, roughly 0.4 to 0.42% of Americans are likely to be licensed practicing attorneys, equivalent to 1 in every 240 people.
Is way higher than somebody making streaming a career.
Absolutely, your job is you just got lucky because you're a gamer. You got lucky. There are so many people
I was
like you
was
out
talented.
there.
It wasn't
These
pure
days,
luck. I was-
everybody's an influencer. Come on.
No. But
So many.
no. But specifically, what I do, I'm not posting selfies around the world. It's basically all pure talent.
Wait,
Okay.
Can I just why is he lucky? Why do we all get lucky though?
What is your talent?
Yeah.
Call of Duty. I was a professional Call of Duty
That's
player.
facts, though. You have to get lucky to be a streamer. Exactly. They just proved the biggest point of everything. They're saying that you're lucky to have that. Yeah, a lot of content creation relies on luck and and something happening in an algorithm where a video blows up and this happens and boom. You feel me?
Actual the
So you were
gaming.
sitting at home and you're thinking, what am I going to do with my life while
In
you were
Swag's case, he's like, I spent time and hours upon the game and got better at it and became one of the best in the world. That's just like them doing their job over and over again and being the best at their specific location or whatever company. You feel me? And becoming a top person. You feel me? You can blow up off of zero skills. Staying relevant is where your skill shows. Facts.
gaming. You're like, oh, let's put a
I was
camera.
16, so it wasn't really like
yeah,
that.
You,
So
you weren't really thinking of what should I do with my life, like what should I study, what should I like, where does my life go? You just got lucky.
It's not luck. It's
because-
just he's determined. He knows that's the only route.
He didn't get lucky. He put in hours.
Yeah, no, no.
That's
yeah,
what we do too. We go to
it
school,
wasn't
we
luck.
study.
Everybody's a little bit of luck. I think, people who don't have a job, they feel they want to get lucky by getting a job. So I think people even having a job is some sort of luck.
He said, how many people of us could do this? No, it's luck. It's 1 of a million because for whatever
How is
reason.
that luck? If 1 out of a million, that one has to be the best. So how are you going to dismiss all of his hard work and all of his talent?
Is he the best?
I got fourth last year. No. Let me give my statistics. There was over 300,000 people that played Warzone last year. This is the game that I play.
Okay.
I got 4th. So I was a top 12 player across the entire world.
And you're telling him
so that's not luck. That's
like
pure
less than
that's
1%.
pure skill.
So you're dismissing, is Michael Jordan lucky? Is LeBron James lucky?
Yes.
Are they lucky?
I mean,
no,
they have a talent. They have a talent.
They had
but
a team.
as-
So what
you
he
know how
do-
many talented people.
They said they have a talent. So playing video, they saying being one of the top players in the world of playing a video game is not talented. It don't take no skill, no effort. Anybody can just do it. Okay, I want to see you do it then.
People out there and don't get the chance, they don't get the shot at it.
I don't want to take up his time. So he's not talented?
No, that's not what I'm saying. Not
That's
at
what
all.
you just said. You just
No.
said.
What he did
I
to get
said
to where
a
he
lot
is.
of people are talented don't get the shot to do what he does.
Or people who
So
make it
it's
to the
luck.
NBA.
But I didn't even get a shot. It was I did it off the strength of
Even
me.
NBA people are lucky. Like Ja, for example, that coach didn't go in the wrong gym. We might have yeah, exactly. The coach that went into the gym to see John Morant that went into the wrong gym. That's a perfect example. A coach went to go see another player and went into the gym that he thought the player that he was coming to scout was in that gym, and it wasn't him. And he ended up seeing John Morant and recruiting him from there. Crazy. What if that coach would, like Cam said, what if the coach never went into that gym? What if?
There was no one who gave me a shot or anything like that. I simply was you dead ass?
Yo, you being serious?
Why you laughing?
Why they laughing, bro?
It's not luck. I've been doing this for 13 years. I uploaded 3,000 videos. 2,000 was I edited myself while I went to college, worked a job, and still went to school.
And yeah,
So that's not. I mean, if that's fucking, if that's luck,
Where's the luck at in that equation?
Again.
is there a percentage? We are all lucky in some way, right? If we all have a job, we're lucky in some sort of way. But
God bless.
off of specific pure talent. And I worked on that since I was 16.
Again, I work with many talented people. I'm not saying about you. I'm
Yeah.
just talking in general. And there's so many people that are very talented, never get a shot because they don't do the right thing. They don't go the right path. They don't meet the right people. So there are so many even talented actors here. They never get a shot. So I'm just saying it's pure luck.
It wasn't luck. I just saw an opportunity and just genuinely took it. It wasn't a handout. It was simply just, you know what, I'm talented at Call of Duty. This is what I want to do. It took me 8 years to make it a career.
You definitely had the best.
Is there something funny?
argument so far.
It's a freaking video game.
It's a talent.
Permission to dick ride? Hey, he's made tens of millions of dollars playing video games, so.
Exactly. That's that privilege. That's that privilege.
That's that privilege. They say it's privilege for making millions of dollars for playing video games, but he's one of the best in the world at doing it. Wouldn't you be getting paid more money if you were one of the best at your job? Wouldn't you be at a higher position making more money if you were one of the best doing your are they not using their fucking brains?
What I'm saying though, you couldn't hop on a game and do what I do.
You couldn't do it.
That's a skill.
Your son couldn't do it. Your grandkids couldn't do it.
Some people
Your
can't.
son's grandkids could never do it. They could never do it.
Anything that takes a talent.
The genes are done. They can't do it. They can't.
How many
They
hours
can't.
a day did you spend?
When I was younger?
Yeah, when you were younger.
Oh, I would wake up 3 hours before school. So I would wake up at 4 a.m. and I would play before school. The bus would come at 7. I go to home, come back, and do it again. I was 16. What's funny?
See, there's a disconnect here, because to you guys, when you guys were growing up, yes, it was just video games, it was whatever. But when we were coming up, we're like, wait, maybe we can make this career. Maybe if we get good enough at it and we create.
Do you not
good
think
enough
Do you not
content,
think if you're talented at
maybe.
something, it's a God-given gift?
Video games is not like
You don't think you don't think it's talent?
You're just too old to understand.
That's It's just, I can't argue that because
Y'all could
I
never
gotta
play
keep it a-
FNCS either. It's
I
the
gotta
same
keep
shit.
it a buck. There's a disconnect.
Same
You come
shit.
from a generation where this didn't exist. It's career.
Exactly.
You looked at this career and you laughed. Now, how come in colleges they're teaching courses on content creation and esports?
Oh.
When you grew up, this didn't exist. So no wonder you're gonna laugh when you hear this shit because you're from a completely different generation. You just don't get it, and I don't know if you ever will be able to wrap your head around it.
Oh.
And it's fun, but it's like, again, it's,
Yeah,
you gotta
exactly.
fight back.
They don't get it, and they won't ever accept the fact that people can play video games and people can enjoy watching them play video games and earn money, and it's okay. You can sit on the sideline and work your 9-to-5 job and be mad and hate all your life and say that's that privilege, because I guarantee you what, everybody that's in their family, they looking at them like, thank God that they kept doing what they doing, because now we're living out how we're living. I guarantee you, everybody that's a part of their family and that's living in their moms and parents and dads and family, it's like, thank God they continue doing what they doing and don't take nothing that they do as a joke. But they can laugh all they want and hate on the sidelines.
You got fight back. I'm not gonna lie.
Nice meeting you.
Guarantee you, Kai's mom right now is thank God Kai kept doing what he was doing. Cause look at what he's doing now. Kai mom is chilling.
I'm Ronnie.
Ronnie, nice to meet
This
you.
past-
My name's Ronnie.
You were talking about job security. Are you familiar with layoffs, with being furloughed? Like taking it back to that's being what? What does that even mean?
You lose everything. Every dollar. Everything. You lose everything.
Okay, and then you can rebuild yourself back. You
The same way
reinvent-
you can do if you get laid off. You get a
Yeah,
new
that's
job.
it's
Oh, and-
it's kind
okay.
of is it not the same concept? Like
I don't know. Back in 2020, when everybody was getting furloughed, everybody was like, "Oh, let me go to social media." That's kind of an easy alternative. So that seems kind of easy.
I know,
And
but
then-
if you lose a job, you
You
can't.
just get another
No,
one?
you can search for. You have an opportunity to search for another one. No?
Okay, I've been searching for another one for 10 months. I interview every day, give the same spiel, have to give that smile of walking through my
I uploaded
resume.
videos for 7 years and barely got any views.
And did you you uploaded 7 videos and didn't get any views
went to school, and still.
and paid rent?
Yes, I still worked. I worked
Oh, so that you had another job.
as a parking attendant. Yes.
Okay, and was that harder
Then what?
than streaming?
No, I was on my phone all the time.
Oh, as a parking attendant, that doesn't sound like you were doing a very good job.
I was chilling.
You were chilling. You weren't good at
Wait,
your
he's
job.
waiting for.
When cars park, they're done. Like it doesn't.
Okay.
I don't have to.
Well, that's
I'm not security.
That's
I just
a
go.
one
I
9
go
to
like this. I
5.
go like this. Yo, right there. I bet. Do you think an aspect of a video game, playing video games, is a talent?
I would say it's a skill. I wouldn't call it a talent. You can master it with,
Ooh,
sorry,
But people
my
play.
next.
Millions play video games, but there are very few people who are genuinely gifted.
Good at it.
Gifted? What are they, Mozart?
How is it not a talent? Why is it not a talent what he does?
You know what? I'm open to it being a talent. I think it's a skill. I think it's something you can master. I don't think you're a Mozart that you have this gift of like, whoa, when I put my thumb here and this thumb there and do this combo, I do this
You'd be
flip.
surprised. I mean, there's people out there who are genuinely the
That they have their opposable
the
thumbs
most
like
gifted-
so good.
It's like saying, here's a paintbrush, go paint me Picasso. Yeah, that's
Like,
what.
I'm saying this is so hard. If there's certain games that have $1 million prize pools, if there's a skill you could just learn and you're looking for a job for 10 months, go pick up a controller and go hop in this $1 million tournament and win it.
You
And win it.
couldn't. You couldn't.
Perhaps.
You wouldn't even. You couldn't. You couldn't.
You
You
wouldn't
couldn't.
qualify.
You couldn't.
What do you mean I wouldn't
You can't even find your OBS stream key. Stop playing.
I
Facts.
need to work for it,
I know.
but
So like, but you're dismissing what he does. You're just dismissing.
I'm
Like,
not
oh, it's
dismissing. I'm saying
it's
that's
not a
easy.
skill. It's not a talent.
I
Like,
said it's a skill.
it's
I
easy.
didn't say it's a talent. I said it's a skill. It's a skill that
But
you
how
can
do you
hone
how
and
do
you
you
can
know
master.
how do you know if it's easy if you haven't done it? Like if you
I've
don't.
played Mario Kart. I've played other games.
Not a professional level though.
No, not a professional level because that's not what I'm trying to pursue.
I know, but you don't understand what it takes to be on that sort of level. So how can you try to dismiss it and say it's yours is harder?
What
How
is-
do you know?
what
how
does
do
it
you
take
know?
to be on that
Because
level?
I've worked at 9 to 5.
Yeah.
So
What does it take to be on that level?
Just get it. You gotta play all the time.
Tens of thousands of hours of work
Exactly.
and editing and filming and constantly
I'm just
having
talking
to
about pure
innovate and
skill. As far as like the
reinvent
videos and stuff like that, just off pure skill.
I
You-
had
you
to
did-
put tens of thousands of hours
Could you get a
into
refresh
my
second
studies.
zone, Tarpon?
Gaming
Could
is
you?
a skill.
I have no idea what you said.
Could you get a refresh going into second zone with no mats? Can you get a refresh on the best players? You
I
couldn't.
can also put. I can circle back and give
Do
you
you know how to
different
short
terms
launch pad?
from
When
my
you're trying to get to third
industries.
zone, third moving. Do you know
I
how to
don't know
short?
No,
launch
I
pad?
don't. But if I
Exactly,
want,
you couldn't, but Excel sheet, we could do Excel sheet.
no, but exactly. I
They're
can
just
throw-
talking. They're just talking game.
These
and
refreshes
As a
don't come to
babysitter,
you.
I can talk to you about the different things I do and ask you, could you do that? No, but if you wanted to, you would.
If us four
Put on
took
race.
3 days, you don't think we can master an Excel sheet?
Oh,
But let me give you, if I give you 3 days about a video game, do you think you could be that talented as me?
if I wanted to, I would.
So let's pay for her, whatever it is. Give you 3 days, but if you lose, you got to give us it back in double.
No, that's not how a job works. You pay me, I'll get the job done.
Each 9-to-5 worker will give their final thoughts on if streaming is actually more difficult.
I would say, in a sense, yes, because you have to put in the work and you got to be on 24/7.
It's difficult to answer that question for us, I think, because we didn't come up in this time frame in this era. And technology is totally different now, because we were just talking about playing tic-tac-toe on the sidewalk with Carl. I appreciate and respect what they do, and I think that's the consensus for most of us, that we appreciate and we respect where they are. Yeah. But it's not, what we did was, we just feel like what we did was harder. And that's what I think. So
My mind was changed in the sense that now I'm even more convinced that normal jobs are harder.
More convinced. He said more convinced.
Oh, I miss JP. I miss JP.